So y'all, when your customer drops off their blower and a bag of parts, you never know what you're getting into. So today we're going over Diagnosing 101. Hey y'all, thanks for tuning back into Chickanic. I hope everybody's having a great week. It is almost Christmas time and I'm in the giving spirit. We are fixing to hit 360,000 subscribers. I cannot thank each and every single one of you enough. That is just crazy to me, but we're just gonna keep on chugging along and I want to give back. So I am going to be giving away a prize worth over $200. And if you wanna find out how you can enter to win, watch to the end of this video. But it wouldn't be a good Chickanic video unless we learned something today. So I have on the bench a customer's 125 BT Husqvarna backpack blower. Now this thing is tiny. It's one of the tiniest blowers you can get, but it blows really hard and it runs great when it's running. Now this customer brought it in with a bag of parts and that's always fun. So let's break it open and see what we got. Well, looking here, looks like it might have sat a minute, but we could definitely tell it doesn't have a rewind on it. So in this bag of parts, we can see everything was torn apart here. We got the spring that's wankered backwards. We've got a broken, almost brand new looking rope. That's odd. It shouldn't be broken if it's brand new unless something was terribly wrong. And we've got our pulley and our spring assist spring. And a bunch of screws. All right, let's see what we can do. Now, although I am doing this on a Husqvarna 125 BT, the principles are going to be the same for any two-stroke that you're working on. So hopefully this will help. Now, first off, you always want to check compression on anything you're working on. But if you don't have a rewind that's working, you can't check compression. So we're going to have to look inside the piston and cylinder and see if we can see any up and down scoring. Now, if it looks like it's still smooth and everything, maybe there's cross thatching going left and right, that's great, but if there's any kind of lines going up and down, that's not good. Now, there's a couple ways you can do this. Sometimes you can look straight down the spark plug hole and see it pretty well that way. Sometimes you've got a small spark plug, so you're not able to see down there. You have to remove the muffler, looking through that way, or the carburetor. Now, what I have, though, is my HD Endoscope, made by Depth. I leave this link to it in the description box below if you want to get your own. These are awesome. Now, it comes with like, I don't know, 15 feet, I'm exaggerating, of wire. So you can get in tons of places if you were going down a wall or a pipe or something like that. I use it literally from here to here, so I never need all this. But let's look on the inside and see if it's worth fixing. So I am just going to go through the spark plug hole. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to definitely check the spark plug. I'm going to see if it's light colored or if it's too dark. That way you know if it's getting too much gas or not enough. If it's burning rich or lean, this one looks fine. But I am going to replace it. I'm going to turn our Depth on here. Super easy to use. Turn it on. It's got a little camera, a little flashlight on the end of it so you can see really well. And we are going to go down in here. Now, I do need to make sure that, yeah, my piston is down, which is good. So you might want to turn your starter cup to make sure that the piston's at its lowest point. That way you can get a good look on all the walls. And everything looks beautiful. If I can show you here, this is the inside. There are no up and down scores. That's the intake side. Looks great. Now the problem is when somebody brings something in and they think they just need a pull rope, a lot of times there's reasons that they needed a pull rope. Either the machine wasn't starting and they were pulling on it over and over again, or something is wrong with the rewind, which made the pull rope break. Something is usually wrong. A pull rope just doesn't usually break for no reason. In fact, they will start to fray and get extended, and you'll know that it's time to change your pull rope before that ever happens. When the customer dropped this one off, all he said is it needs a pull rope, but I'm going to bring you in and show you what my diagnosing detective eyes see. Now, this blower has been used. You can tell there's scrapes all over it. It's got dust buildup. It's definitely been ran in its day. But the rewind that came with it looks brand new. In fact, usually the sticker is right here that says it's a 125 BT. This has never had a sticker on it. And whenever you buy a new rewind, usually you have to buy the sticker separate because it doesn't come on it. So I'm almost going to say this is a brand new rewind. You know, whenever you have a broken pull rope, you'll want to check the little eyelet in there and see if there's any burrs. That doesn't look like it's worn at all. There's the, you know, factory grease that comes on it. The threads inside still look perfect on, you know, where you tighten everything down, the spool. The rope looks brand new. Handle looks brand new. This is the spring assist little gear. It looks brand new. The spring still looks perfect. The pulley looks perfect. I'm almost going to say this is a brand new rewind assembly that wankered out on them, which is not the rewind's fault. I'm going to say that most people will try to start these and pull on them way too hard, not realizing that it has the spring assist. And when you do that, this entire spring has been wankered backwards. So you can tell that there was a lot of force that did this. I mean, to break a rope in the middle like this, for no reason, having no burrs or especially having the spring assist, you definitely had to be pulling way too hard. And if I didn't know any better, I would almost say that this starter cup and pawl assembly looks brand new compared to everything else too, but who knows? Now, putting the rewind spring back in this one is not going to be fun. I've got to squish this back down just a little bit, get it in this little slot right here and start winding it back in there. And it's sort of a deep hole, so let's see if we can do it, because I've got to keep it on all these little prongs on the inside. It can't be up here, it's got to be down inside here. So after my first failed attempt, I decided to take a little different approach to it. I decided to lay the spring completely flat on a table, holding it down with my hand so it doesn't wang out at my face as I keep spinning the end and pulling the tension to make the entire rewind spring smaller than the hole that it needs to fit into. Now, the problem with this is you've got to hold super tight with your pliers or it's going to spring out on you. So pay attention when you're doing this, guys. Just hold down tight. And I made this look a lot easier than it really is. Believe me, in the thousands of rewind springs I've put back in, I've had tons of failures. All right, I'm super happy how that turned out. Now this is still wankered. I'm gonna have to pull this around to the other side and put that bin back in it. But I got everything in place inside those prongs, and that I made it look a lot easier than it is, to be honest. But hopefully you can get it. All right, so even though it's a little wankered, I'm still pretty happy with that. We just need to get it to get back on this little lip right here, and I think it's gonna be perfect. Oh, stop. I'm going to let you know the secret word of the day is Chickanics mechanics, and if you want to know what that means, watch to the end of the video so you can win. Now we need a new rope. I'm going to use size 3.5 for this. I think that's about right, and you're going to want about 32 inches. That's about what the old rope was. Remember, you got to give a little for the knots that you're going to make on each side, so even if you're measuring just what you can see, you got to give a little bit more. So make sure to burn your end to a point to make sure that it goes easier through your holes. And we are going to find our hole in here. Need light. I always use a double figure 8 knot here. We're going to go around. Bring it in, squish it down in there. should be good. Go through the inside. Put it through our handle. Another figure 8 knot. Make sure that's not going to come out. That's good. Now we can return our rewind pulley. And you're going to want to make sure to get that little lip over that hook on your rewind spring. Sometimes you just got to move it back and forth to get it to set. Oh yeah, there it goes. Okay, now that we got our pulley in there, we're going to put our easy assist spring back together. Tighten that down. Now there's a little notch in your pulley. You're going to bring your rope around to that notch and pull it up. That way we can tighten our rewind spring, and you're going to pull the rope all the way out. And I have an entire video about this. I will leave a link right up above to show you how to fix rewind pull ropes on anything. So, and we know that we want to go, it pulls this way and then retracts this way. So we want to go left to give it tension so it'll pull back the rope into the rewind pulley. And we're just going to keep turning until we feel it get really taut. Sometimes when you get to a point, you might want to lock it down with your thumb, pull this part out because it starts to get all wankered on you. Straighten it out, that way you can get it back through that eyelet when you're done with it. Let it hold and get all them twists out. Pull it back. I think I got a couple more spins on this. That might be it. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see where we're at. Now we got a twist. Ah, perfect. Check it out. Now this one has a little spacer bracket that's going to have to go back in there before you mount it back on. So we might want to see if we can put some screws in there before we get to going. And perfect. All right, we're gonna pop in a new plug and see if it was just a pull rope. Let's hope. Cross our fingers. That'd be awesome. Make sure it's turned on. Yep. Now you don't wrench on these, you just got to pull them light. really hard to pull, but that just might be because it has a lot of compression. What are we gonna check next? We're gonna check the fuel, we're gonna check the air filter, and we're gonna check the exhaust. So first, let's check this gas. Give it a smell test. Smells fine. Look at it. Looks good. No water in the bottom. I go all the way down to the bottom of the tank and suck. That way I can see if there's any water in it. That's good. I do leave these, a link to these in the description box below. If you do not have any of these, you need, what are they called? Pipettes. They're excellent for checking at the bottom of your tank to make sure there's no debris or water in your tank. So we know our gas is good. Let's pull the air filter cover. It's not the prettiest air filter in the world. We're gonna go ahead and leave that off, but I don't think that's our issue. Let's look at the exhaust. Well, it does have a lot of carbon buildup, but I can still see through the holes, so I don't know if it's totally clogged up. Let's check this spark plug and see if we're wet. Because if it's flooded, maybe while they were trying to start it last, they flooded the cylinder, and it's going to continue to flood until we get rid of that extra fuel. Let's see. There's no fuel on here, so maybe we didn't choke it and prime it enough. Maybe it sat for a while and the diaphragms in the carburetor are hard. So we're gonna try to do that and see if we can get it to start first. Prime, I've got it on choke, I'm priming the stink out of it. It's probably sat for a while. Just prime, 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 prime. Because we had no gas in the cylinder and it's definitely not gonna hit. If this doesn't work, next we're gonna check spark. No. It's not hitting a lick, so I'm going to flood the cylinder and see if it pops off. If it does, then we know we have spark, because a lot of you might not have a spark checker. Now, if you are in the market for a spark tester, I keep these in the description box below. They are fantastic. You can see really well through them. I will check here in a second, but I might not need to because I know that it's not getting any gas, so I know that's an issue already. So I'm just gonna suck some fuel up here and throw it directly into the cylinder. See if she pops off. Take it off choke. Since you flooded the cylinder, you want that air to come in there. Oh, that was a little pop. Yeah, that was exactly what it is. The diaphragms in the carburetor have obviously hardened a little bit from sitting over time. So when you flood the cylinder like that, it'll pop off, and what it does, it forces everything to start working again a little bit. And a lot of people are there like, why do you rev it up immediately whenever you start things? It's because I want it to start correcting itself. I want those diaphragms to get wet. I want that air to start flowing through. I want everything to start working really fast. And that way it'll pick up. It's not going to hurt the machine at all, but this is the way to get it going again. Anything that you've had sitting for a long period of time, I tell everybody that, get that gas going in there. If you can get it to pop off, give it a good go. You want them diaphragms to loosen back up to get you going. So guys, what am I giving away? I have decided to open up Chickanic Mechanics membership here on YouTube. I never thought about doing it before, but the more I look into it, it's got some pretty cool perks. And to kick off this membership, I'm giving away something pretty cool. Now, when I closed my shop down, I got stuck with a lot of brand new equipment, and what am I going to do with it but give it away? So I am going to give away a brand new Echo PB2520 handheld blower. And the cool part about it, you don't even have to be a member to win. All you have to do is be a subscriber, leave a comment below with the secret words I put in the middle of this video, and I'm not only just giving this blower away, I'm giving away some Owl Torx bit sets, some tool adjusting kits, and some Chickanic apparel. So make sure to comment because you might win. And if you happen to have time, check out that membership button below. Not only does it support the channel, but it has a ton of cool perks that you might be interested in. For instance, you can get a special emoji that goes next to your comment so it highlights it and I can see it and be able to respond. On top of that, you will get exclusive videos of insider secrets that I can't tell to everybody on YouTube because I might get in trouble. All the way to one-on-one with me so I can help you fix your equipment to save you time, money, and frustration in the future. So guys, I'm going to give it about a week to let everybody enter this contest, and then I will let you know who was randomly drawn. Remember, you do not have to become a member of Chickanics Mechanics to be qualified to win this. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave that comment of the secret words below. And once again, thank you to all 360,000 of you. So guys, thanks again for tuning in to Chickanic. If you find yourself coming back over and over again to my videos, please consider subscribing. It helps out the algorithm to make my videos shown to more people to save them time, money, and frustration in the future. If you haven't found me on Facebook, find me at facebook.com/Chickanic. Find me at Instagram at TheRealChickanic, or find me at Chickanic.com where you get your own t-shirts, hoodies, and long sleeve shirts. Thanks guys, and have a Merry Christmas.